All right, everybody, welcome back to the farmstead. This is a video that I don't and didn't want to have to make. So I'm going to start off by saying that the reason for this video is because we've asked for some help from anybody that can help, and it's to explain why. I'm just going to try and do a quick rundown so that everybody can get on the same page as to what's going on. So if you don't know, my daughter Hope was born with a heart condition called hypoplastic left heart syndrome. Basically meaning the left side of her heart isn't there, wasn't working. It's a couple different ways, but the point is basically half a heart. So her third day being born, she went in for open heart surgery, which was very successful. The doctor was great, seemed like a down-to-earth guy. Everything went really well. She's almost 3 now, so she's been doing really good. And the truth is that if you didn't know that she had this condition, you wouldn't know. That's how well she's doing. But the first procedure is temporary. They have to kind of finish it. Even though there's not really a finish, they kind of have to adjust it so that it grows with her. So this one coming up is the one that will give her a lot more time because her body's growing, but what they did with the procedure is not. So they have to, basically replumb the heart again, only to be able to handle her size growing into teenage years and adulthood. We already kind of know that our time with Hope is very precious because there's no telling what could happen, and to be honest, none of us have any amount of time that we're promised. So it's perspective. We understand this, but again, the video is for because her second procedure is coming up, and it was already scheduled. It was supposed to be on July 2nd, which it looks like that might not be the date now, because we asked if we could be the donors of the blood that was going to be needed for her. 2 years ago we mentioned this, and they just kind of was like, yeah, sure, whatever, and never brought it up again. So we, along with the time frame, we assumed that they probably already knew from the past, but we mentioned it again. The bottom line is they don't want us to donate blood. They want us to take blood from the blood bank, which, that wouldn't be the biggest problem, except they don't screen for people that are vaccinated. Yeah, they don't know. They don't know if the spike proteins in the blood that they give to her, they don't know. They have no way of knowing. They don't care. They've actually kind of made that quite clear. They don't really care. So because we're trying to donate, because we're not vaccinated, they're making it extremely difficult. There's a lot of unnecessary procedure from what I can tell, and $500 per, I'm gonna have the wrong unit, but units, let's just say they need 9 units of something, and I forget what it's called, it's something else, but they said they need 9 of them, which basically means you almost probably need about 9 people to donate this. So for each one of those 9, they charge you $500 to take it and give it to Hope. Now, logistically, this doesn't make any sense to me at all, because what difference does it make who the blood is coming from? Somebody's gonna have, so the way that it kind of works is that the blood has to be given in a certain time frame. There's blood, regular blood platelets. I'm not going to get into the specifics, but it all has to be given in a certain time frame. And to me, I can't understand why it would matter to the blood bank or to the doctors as to who that person may be inside of that time frame. The only thing that they would have to do extra is label it. It would just have to say who it was going to instead of just coming off the shelf. They really don't want us to do this. Every roadblock you could think of, and I can't figure out why. And I'm not gonna concede on this. She's not taking vaccinated blood. And here's the reasoning. I've spoken like this to the people that were answering the phones from the blood bank and from the doctor's office. And I simply said, why does it matter who it comes from or where it's going? And also, if you don't know who it's coming from, or if they're vaccinated, or if it has spike protein in it, wouldn't that be bad for somebody with a heart condition? Because let's not pretend that this isn't happening, right? There's people took the vaccine, and it's, among other things, it's also giving people heart conditions, pericarditis, myocarditis, and a whole range of other things. Perfectly healthy people are having heart attacks. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that that's normal. And this is not conspiracy theory. These things are happening. So with that being said, I don't care about the politics of this. It seems to me that some of these people do care about the politics of it. They just wholeheartedly want to believe that there's nothing wrong here. So as I was saying, if Hope has a heart condition, which is what she needs the surgery for, there's no screen test or guarantee that the blood that she gets would give her another heart condition, unless we knew the people were unvaccinated. It's the only way to know. Spike proteins are going to be in the blood if she gets this transplant. We could be trading one heart problem for another. Not to mention, her heart's going to be under a lot of stress as it is, and then adding to that the possibility that it's also a problem because of the spike protein being in it. I hope this doesn't sound like long-winded or weird, but I don't see any logic in this. I don't see why there's this pushback. I don't see why this is a problem. They have to get the blood from somebody during a certain amount of time in a time frame. I do not understand why that can't just be us or whoever we have to pick to do it and just put it in a bottle and give it to her for surgery. They're going to do the exact same thing, only with a stranger, and they're not going to test it for the spike protein. I cannot make sense of this. I do not know what the rationale behind this is. I can imagine, but it makes no sense. So I didn't want to have to do this. We now have to fight. We're asking for help with this fight. At a bare minimum, it's going to cost at least $4,500 for the blood. That's not counting anything else that might arise. Some people have already reached out. We appreciate that. We'll probably need help with blood donations and possibly the money donations. And I don't like to do this. It's killing me to do this. I'm doing this for Hope. I'm doing this for Hope and with the hope that something can change soon from this madness. This psychosis that people are under, that all of this is just fine, is enraging. I don't understand after everything that this whole country and everybody's been through, that people are still pretending like there's not a problem. I'm going to tell you, if you don't know, there is a problem. The problem is bigger than a pandemic. The problem is the idea that everything is okay. It's not. The reason I created this YouTube channel, in part, is to document the process of us learning this stuff. You know why we're learning this stuff? Because during COVID and the madness that ensued, it became painfully obvious that we needed to find a way to separate ourselves from the crazies. Right now, because we have to be in the healthcare system for hope, we cannot separate ourselves from this madness. We have to participate, but we have to fight them about what they're going to be able to do. They do not like being told what to do. They want to tell you what to do. They do this if you're a patient or no matter what the circumstance is. They did the same thing when Hope was born. They wanted to do unnecessary procedures even then. Just because that's the way they do it. And we're dealing with this again right now. Unnecessarily having to try to be forced into taking blood that we don't want her to have. I really, really, really don't like having to ask for help. On this particular thing, we have to ask for help. I'm gonna leave a article from the NIH Medical Library talking about donated blood and from vaccinated people in the description. I'm also going to leave a link to Give Send Go. Give Send Go doesn't take a percentage, and I actually seen an interview with the guy that owns it. It's pretty based. If you want to help in any way, you can leave it in the comment section. You can leave a donation, and you can help spread the word. This could possibly be bigger than just us. If this is happening to us in Hope, it's happening to other people, and this isn't right. Being forced to take blood from people that's most likely tainted in order to try to save your own life when you have an option, a viable option, to not have to do that. We don't have to take this blood. They're just making it that way intentionally. So if you can help, because I feel like this become a little bigger than just us. If they will do it to this 3-year-old girl, they'll do it to anybody. I talked to the lady and I said that there's this pushback. You and I are talking to each other, but you're forgetting that this isn't about me or you. This is about a little girl that needs medical care, and it's not political. For some people it's political, for some people it's ideology, and for a lot of people it has to do with money. So if you can help, we would greatly appreciate it. Just an FYI is like best chance is that we're gonna have to push the surgery back from the 2nd so we can regroup. So if it's possible, give us a hand, give us a shout, give us a share. I'd appreciate it. I'm sure Hope and the rest of the family would too. You guys have a good day.